What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with the final tune on Caro Emerald's 2011 album Deleted Scenes from the Cutting Room Floor. Once again, shout out to Jim, and apologies, this has gone a little over 3 weeks. I didn't realize it had been that long, so mea culpa, but we're back to finish the first album now, and again, Jim has sent multiple albums after this, so looking forward to the longer journey. And I mentioned before, once we get through all of that, I'd like to hear the Jordan, so yeah, we'll go on the larger journey, but for now, we're going to finish Deleted Scenes from the Cutting Room Floor with the perfectly timed and quite appropriate The Lipstick on His Collar, which is to say, many people know I've started to go through some watch-alongs of 1930s pre-code Hollywood films, and they're taken from a forbidden Hollywood collection, meaning they're films with, salacious affairs and adulterous intrigue, where, signals like lipstick on someone's collar indicate adulterous infidelity. And it's interesting, like, number one, this album has oldie-timey musical sounds and genres, so, 40s, 50s, 60s type music. So it feels very appropriate that a motif, a visual idea that goes back in films, 100 years more, and has been used, in TV shows and comics and so on. It seems very appropriate that that's the motif to indicate that there is perhaps an adulterous relationship afoot, or at the very least that there is passionate, intimate, physical connection happening, and that the evidence of that is borne by someone's clothes. So it's an interesting paradigm to invoke, and it seems perfectly well timed because, as I said, I've just been going through some movies, including the first one I did, Red-Headed Woman, where there's literally a moment where this waiter stops a guy from going back to his table where his wife is sitting because he notices that there's some lipstick on his collar as well as on his cheek. So yeah, it seems perfectly timed. I will say it's a funny conclusion to draw that immediately and without any other possibilities being considered, that lipstick on a guy's collar means he must be fooling around. But, given the nature of it, you would think that is the starting point for this song. So curious to hear how it all come together. And again, it seems like the final in a series of vignettes, different permutations of a relationship, or maybe different possibilities for a relationship, many of them not seemingly working out, or at least not coming together in the way one of the individuals in question would like, and therefore ending up as a deleted scene on the cutting room floor, not the final take that actually went to print. So I like all the metaphors in play. I like the way this seems to be the perfect cap for the ideas and the sounds that perhaps have come so far. So let's find out if it really is like that. This is Caro Emerald. The tune is The Lipstick on His Collar, and it's the final tune on the 2010 or 2011? I said 2011. Now I'm second guessing myself. Does it say it here? Doesn't seem to say it here. Let me see if it shows it on the album art. No, it doesn't seem to be the case. My memory was 2011, but I'm suddenly second guessing that. So I'll look it up when I post this, and I'll put it in the video description. But here we go, Caro Emerald, The Lipstick on His Collar. Another woman, not the one he's been with recently. It's like a spaghetti western feel to it. I was thinking Nancy Sinatra when it started, behind the bar is offering advice, 'cause I'm a broken record and he has to tell me twice why
line is disconnected.
Feels like it's unraveling. And a final track, a full stop or a fade? I'm guessing full stop. I think we're about to find out. Amazing. Yeah, really great ending tune, and one which, like I said, when it started, it was giving me like a late 60s vibe. Like I said, Nancy Sinatra came to mind, something she might sing. And then it kept going, and there was something about the guitar flourishes and the strings, and it was like, man, this could be, again, a spaghetti western. It feels like that type of movie score. And ultimately, it's a really well written tune because it's like the lipstick on his collar never seems to match mine. And again, playing off the idea as a shorthand for who he's involved with. And if it's not hers, then he's been involved with someone else more recently than he's been involved with her. But she does seem to suggest also that if he comes over tomorrow, she's sort of caught in this perpetual state of really wanting to be his woman but not wanting to be his weekend girl, like the dame that's a kept woman somewhere and he only sees once or twice a week, as opposed to the other woman who he sees more often. And I like the idea of it starts and I'm thinking that she's the main woman and he's fooling around, and then it's like she doesn't even know where she stands. She's not sure, am I the main woman or is it actually the other person and I'm the one who's the occasional. And it made me think of, a female perspective of the Self-Esteem song by Offspring, which I have reacted to, and I do believe I discussed at length a personal anecdote. But I know what it's like to be in a relationship where, like, you're not the main person in the relationship, or, like, there's another person with whom they're involved, like, maybe more publicly, and you keep telling yourself, like, I don't want to be the second fiddle. I don't want to be this, occasional when she finds the time type, but then it's like she comes over and you keep your physical relationship going and you keep finding it difficult to cut it off and whatever, and it feels like maybe not as clear in terms of like she's still making love to him, but it does seem like he comes over and he makes sure that she gets just enough to like keep her in the loop and keep her unable to just walk away. So again, it feels sort of like the female perspective version of Self-Esteem, but perhaps more optimistic, whereas that one's like, he knows the sort of doom loop that he's in, and he's like, all my friends tell me, like, I should tell no, yeah, you say that, but you don't know what it's like to be in this situation. You know what it's like to feel this way about this person, and then, like, well, sure, I keep like, oh, I should just, I can't be involved. Even if she comes over, and nothing's going to happen, and then, each comes over and because of the way you feel it ends up happening, and then it's like, oh wow, I just like caught myself in the cycle once again. So it feels like she's lamenting that but still somewhat hopeful that he'll turn toward her more fully. So yeah, a well and cleverly written tune. Once again, shout out to Jim. I don't remember in the moment what the next album is, but I know there were like 4 of them that I downloaded when he first sent the materials. So whatever is next chronologically is what we'll be going to. I'm sticking with my 2011 assertion. I know it'll end up being wrong, but I feel like that seems, that I recall that as being correct. So we'll go with that. If it is the other, or I'll put it in the video description either way, but yeah, ultimately, I don't bet, and that's usually because when I do make a wager, it's usually wrong. So in any case, shout out to Jim once again, shout out to Caro, looking forward to hearing the next album. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you then. Peace.